Welcome to another episode of the Junkyard Datsun. So, this little thing episode here is how to get a little bit of camber adjustment on your 280 Datsun 280ZX. Now I lowered the Datsun about 2 inches, so I got the kind of the correct camber I wanted. I got it at about a -1, but for the last 2 years when I had the stock ride height, it was always at a slightly positive camber. And when I was doing autocross racing, what would happen was the outsides of my tire would wear past the aero, and I couldn't really do anything about it. I don't have coilovers in this yet. Can't really afford that kind of stuff to put into this yet. Maybe next year or the year after. Who knows? Or if I find a cheap way to do it. But I'm going to show a quick and dirty way to you can get, I guess, up to about 2 degrees of negative camber adjustment on these. You can actually do positive as well, whichever way you want to go. And this is just a rough and dirty way to do it. This is a junkyard car, you know. I'm not going to restore this. I beat the hell out of it. I just have fun with it. It's not really a daily driver. I'll drive it back to work every now and then, but for the most part, it's an autocross car. Just enjoy it. This is just a rough way that you can adjust your camber, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. You can buy camber plates off coilovers, but nothing really fits the stock. You know, you can't really do much with the stock Datsun. There's no camber adjustment. You could buy those bushings that you turn that go underneath the bottom. But this is a quick and dirty way of doing it. And all you do is you slot where your strut attaches. And you got a little bit of play there before the top of the strut hits the edge of this and the edge of this. So this is the stock location here, and I drew a little extra, and then, you know, I was rough. I guesstimated. Take it to a alignment shop after they can zero it in. But my goal is to have at least a little bit of 2 degrees, 2.5 degrees, maybe 3 for autocross. And then when I'm done with autocross, I'll pop it back to here. This is my 0 point. Now I guess you could go this way for positive camber and then this way for negative camber, but for autocross I want to get, you know, a little bit more camber so I can take the turns a little harder. Right here is actually the perfect setting. I think it's like I'll show you the measurement I got on the other one. I haven't adjusted the other one yet, but they were both equal because I lowered this car 2 degrees, and when you lower the Datsun 280ZX, you actually start getting a negative camber. If you raise it, you'll get a positive camber. And I got a camber bar got a strut tower bar there. I disconnected it for now. That's adjustable because you're going to be putting these close together, so you need to have an adjustable strut tower brace. But I'll go ahead and drill this and show you. Now, like I said, you're going to get a maximum. You know, once it hits the wall, you can't move this anymore. So, but it will give you, like I said, up to about, I guess, 2 degrees adjustment. You know, depending which way you slot it. I guess you could, like I said, you could extend it, but then you really have to mark off where your 0 is. Like I said, the car ride is doing great for street use right at this level, at the 0, I guess the 0 mark, let's call it, where I have like a -1 camber going on. But these high performance tires I have on here, they like that. More camber, the better. So, well, for autocross, for street, you don't want to wear your tires crooked. So, like I said, this is a quick and dirty way. I'll run through this real quick. This job would literally take you about 20 minutes per side, an hour, you'd be done. It's actually very easy to do. I've done this one, so I'll walk you through and just do the other one. You know, do this at your own risk. I don't think this is dangerous. If, you know, take the car out for a test drive, it's riding funny, maybe even take it to an alignment shop just to double check. The adjustment isn't that much. You just want to keep it as straight as possible, and you should be cool. You know, don't be stupid. Don't go too far. This is just a small adjustment here, and do this at your own risk. please, no negative comments. This is a junkyard car. Give me a break here. And I don't have a lot of money. So let's start the show. All right, some of the tools you need. Nice little stepper bit. I love stepper bits. They work good. This stepper bit is sharper than this stepper bit, so I use this stepper bit to start and this stepper bit to finish. A Sharpie, dude! And some WD-40 because you don't want to overheat your things. You got your 17-inch socket for the bolts. And I got my 17-inch deep well because you just want to keep that on there like that. Because when I raise the car up from the center support after I take these bolts out, you just want to be able to control your strut to get it back into L when you're done. So just pop that in there and you won't lose control of things. And most importantly, go out on eBay or wherever and get yourself one of these cheap freaking camber tools. Then you can do your camber measurement roughly, roughly make sure the car's level. This will get you in the ballpark. And for this car, this is all I really need. And so you pop that on your wheel and it tells you where your current camber is. So we'll do a quick video of where this wheel is sitting at now and then where the wheel is sitting at later. So let's take a look. Now you're supposed to put it on the, I've already centered it on the wall with the level, so it's calibrated. You're supposed to put it on the rotor. I've done that, but it's hard to do. And for the video purposes, I'm just going to use the cap. It's not dead super accurate, but it's good enough, So as you can see there, the bubble is on -1. See that? -1. Oh, so that's good enough for the daily driving and stuff like that. But when I go to autocross course, I just need a little bit more. Pretty darn good. But we're going to take it to the extreme and add an extra bit. Let's see if we can get it to 2, right? Or even 3. So we'll go ahead and adjust this bugger. So before I jack the car up, my thingy right there. Take these nuts out. I already took, I only got one nut holding this one in because I already took that bar off. Let's see, wipe this off. Get my Sharpie, dude. And I'm going to eyeball it. I'm just going to make 10 itty bitty nubs. Gonna just close one eye and just try to get this hair straight. All right here. Oh, look how crooked that is. I guess it would be better if you used a, let's do this one again. If you drew some lines, maybe, some snap lines. Okay, that looks good. I'm eyeballing it. I've been doing stupid shit like this for years. If you haven't been doing stupid shit like this for years, put a bar across there, try to get them as straight as possible, but I'm pretty good at eyeballing this crap at this point. I've been doing it for, holy crap, for 30 freaking years, so I can eyeball this shit. If you're, don't usually do crap like this, I'd, put some string across there and make sure you got them straight, but I'm pretty good at eyeballing. And I just put these in there to get a rough idea where the L's are going to go. So, you're only going to go 2 holes wide, I guess you could say. Any more than that, like I said, it hits you can't move the strut over anymore. So, my eyeball says, I'm going to actually put the washer on there when I lift that, and that's going to help me guide where I need to go. So, I am going to now jack up the car. And let's, you know, let's get her done. Good old junkyard Datsun over here. Okay, better things I could be doing, you know? Fuck is COVID. I'm out here alone in the garage. Oh, yeah. Did I take all the nuts out? Of course I did, right? Yep. Is it dropping? You tell me. Yeah, it is. Here, let's go. Alright, it dropped. So, oh. Lovely, right? Now, if I didn't have that wrench in there, your your strut would fall this way. Now, it's not the end of the world because it just hits the edge here. You just have to fish it into the right spot then. This kind of, yeah, see, I can move the strut around now. And I can get her line back up. Another quick tip is if it gets out of alignment, you can turn your wheel a little bit left and right. That'll spin the whole strut. So you can get it realigned. But if you don't dick with it too much, it should pretty much stay where it needs to. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll try to do my best with this. So like I said, I'm just eyeballing this. So I got my Sharpie marks on there. I don't know if you can see it. Get my Sharpie, dude! So on the other side, I set this washer on there, and I was using the old lock washers as a guide, looking at my Sharpie mark, and looking straight down using the stock washer, I can see a bit of the old bolt hole visible through the top of the washer. So that's kind of where I judged where it needs to go. It won't get, that's all the adjustment you get. You can't get any more than that. So don't make these slots too big, because with the strut you can't move it that far over. So you have about, you know, that much. So when you, I just basically use this washer to line it up. You know, and then looking at my Sharpie mark. See that? See that little bit of the hole left right there? So you're not making huge slots. But, you know, it will be enough. You say one day when we're dreaming. Here we go. So let's go ahead and start this one hole. I think that's a wiener. Yeah, if you mess up, you can always weld in new metal. Let's give it a little bit of DVD warning in there. I mean, Mystery Oil. They're not a sponsor of these shenanigans. You should have some compressed air because you want to blow out the shrapnel that you're going to put on top of your strut. I have fluid film on the top of that. Oops, did I just throw another name brand up there? So, you know, this car won't rust anymore. You know, it's rusted enough. So I'm going to eyeball this. Like I said, if you don't do this very often, I don't recommend an eyeballing shit. But I didn't spend much for this car. And pretty good at eyeballing shit. Famous last words, right? And I just start that. Boom. I'm going to mark all of these L's. And same, I'd use the same process. I use my Sharpie marks as a guide. And I'm just basically doubling the size, a little less than doubling the size of the hole. I guess you would say. How's that look? Straight, straight, beauty Clark. This is freaking awesome. You know, now the car's gonna crab along the street. Shit, you know how things go, right? I'll tell you what, this is a happy car though, you know? I think it's happy that I saved it from the scrapyard. I mean, it's just running flipping fantastic. I don't want to jinx it, you know? But this car does run really good. You know, it's not the fastest car in the autocross course, but the damn thing is reliable. I'll give it that. Knock on wood. So I abused the hell out of this thing. It's like a happy little puppy all the time, you know? Okay, wild and wacky stuff. Look at all that happy smoke. Use a lubricant on these. It's how you make your drill bits last longer. That's all I gotta say. That's my tip of the day. Plenty of lube. Okay, we're getting there. We are definitely getting there. Looks good. Mention this drill's like really old. Black & Decker, sponsor me. See that? Look how pretty that is. Ho 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 ho. Brilliant. Okay, so you can see there we got our slots handily drilled in there, and a lot of people say, oh, now you gotta go get some kind of tool to make that straight again. Well, because we didn't make them really long, I don't have a lot to trim. So what I'm going to do with the stepper bit is I'm going to rock it, and then I'm going to be able to chop through. Right. Son of a bitch. Look at that. Did it move? Probably not. Yeah. Kind of got it out of the way. You know what? I gotta get it more out of the way. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this wrench out. I know I can get it back. So forget what I said about the wrench, because you got to get the screws out of the way so you can get the stepper bit in there to, you know, move it back and forth without, you don't want to hit the studs. So just make sure the studs are out of the way. I can show you that, but the strut's now kind of leaning up against this wall over here. I can still reach it and push it back. So let's straighten out these owls. See how you can move that back and forth? Stepper bit will bite. Done. Slotted. That's it. That's how quick it can be done if your drill cooperates. So I'm just going to take a little file and take the burrs off of it. The ray burrs, that is. What's that guy's name from? And you use your compressed air to blow that out. But it's like freaking 11:30 at night, and I'm already making enough noise. Live in the city, so my neighbor will be over here up my ass. I'm making all that goddamn noise. And so I'm going to use my own built-in compressed air. I've had these struts out. There's a little bit of bare metal up here, but what I did is I put fluid film in there, so even if there is some burrs kind of floating around in there, it's not going to rust. So at some later date, I'll blow it out with compressed air, but it's just freaking late at night. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's grab it. Got it. So this is kind of like a one-man thing here. If you have a buddy, obviously this would be easier. But I'm going to try to lower it down a little bit. Oh, too much. But let's see where we're at. Alright, actually that won't work. One bolt is through. Here we go. Cool. If I lower it down a little more, I made it shade. See, it wasn't that hard. It's lined back up. Brilliant. Okay. Now, you're going to place your lock washer with a big ass washer. Like I said, pop that bugger right there. Screw that in there like that, ba-ding, ba-dang, ba-ding, ba-dang. And you can see how much play you got there. Like I said, stock, pull all the way back, and negative, push it forward. You can't push all the way forward with this, so I'm going to have to push the bolt. Ba-ding, ba-ding, ding, 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 ba-ding, ding, 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 ba-ding, ding, ding, ba-ding, bang, ding, ba-ding, bang, ding, ding, ding. Bing ding bing bing dang bing ding 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 bing ding ding bing dang dang bing ding 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 ding. Okay. Tell you what. Like a glove. Okay, got that one in. Now I gotta put the bar in. But as you can see, popped in. Yay! So if we look at this one as a reference, you can see how much we've moved. And all three of them have moved. It's rough. It's not exact. Well, it's pretty good. And this part, if you don't have a bar, then this doesn't apply. You know, so the bar is gonna go in here. I gotta shrink it down. Because these are now closer together. Put that one on there. Get that started and get the other side started. I hate this garage. It's too goddamn small. Right, you have to first push down on the car, get it to drop, and then you have to move it back and forth. Because right now the wheels aren't sitting straight if you just let it straight down. So back her up, back it, and forward, and backwards. You're letting the wheels resettle, and forward, backward. And let them things flatten back out. Okay. Ba-ding ba-dang. And give it a couple more kicks. Just letting this thing settle. Okay. So, let's look at the camber adjustment. I could tell from here that wheel's sitting a little bit, but it's not extreme. Like I said, it's not extreme adjustment. This is just for 1 or 2 degrees. So let us put the magic camber back onto the wheel. Oh, and what do we got? Holy sheep shit, 3. So we have -3 degrees. And that is the same on the other side. You know? I don't know if you can see that, because I'm goofy with this. So, -3 degrees. How sweet is that? Well, now that I'm kind of rechecking it. 2.5. So we got about 1 degree increase. And, if we let this car settle, give it a couple more kicks, it might change just a little bit, because I'm just kind of roughly doing this. Yeah, so it's about 2.75 is what we're getting on this. So got about 1.25 degrees camber adjust. That's pretty good. That's about, if you're close, putting some slot in there will get you closer. That's all you can get with a strut tower. Like I said, you can go over so far and then it hits the wall. I guess phase 2, I guess you would say, is to shave some metal off here and cut a little bit off the strut there. But that's a bit extreme. So for tiny adjustments that you need to make, that's kind of one way to do it. Doesn't cost you anything type of adjustment, I like those kind. So subscribe for more crap like this. So let me know if you like this. Try to keep the negative comments to a minimum. I'm just dicking around out here in the garage, so it's not like it's not a Lamborghini. It's a fun car I screw around with all the time. I beat the hell out of it, and it's just for fun. And have fun with it. Drive it crusty. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this video.